And now, it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, rock cod Rick Maxa, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Yamaha Outboards. Reliability starts here. By Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. And Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray and rock cod Rick Maxa.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup, and happy Easter to everybody out there. We have a great show here for you from the Mighty 1090 studios. Pete Gray and rock cod Rick here with Captain Taro Takeuchi from the Liberty out of Fisherman's Landing. We're going to be talking bluefin tuna, yellowtail, and more right here on Easter Sunday on Southern California's Sport Fishing Voice. Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
A few years ago, Shimano introduced the Tranx 500 reel, and it changed the way we cast for big fish. Now, by popular demand, Shimano has created two new sizes. Introducing the Tranx 300 and 400, available now at your local Shimano dealer. Tranx is the dream reel for throwing big baits and catching big fish. X-Ship and HEG technologies combine to provide massive cranking power with a smooth, effortless retrieve. Plus, Shimano's new Core Protect water-resistant technology provides long-lasting durability in the harshest environment. The new Tranx 300 and 400 are available in 2 gear ratios and 2 different handle designs to cover all fresh and saltwater applications. See the new Tranx 300 and 400 at your local Shimano dealer. Tranx, it's not just a new reel, it's a way to fish. Check Shimano.com for all the details. Walk down the docks these days and guys are eager to show off their expensive new coolers. Makes me wonder what the world's coming to if a guy can spend $500 on a cooler. Oh, well, what do I know? I know this. Those new coolers are a heck of a lot better than the old coolers I used to trot around. In fact, that's what got Paul Cabellin at Engel USA thinking about a better cooler in the first place. His Engel coolers were designed with 2 inches of insulation and a tight-fitting seal to keep things ice cold for up to 10 days. He introduced an integrated hinge so the lid wouldn't break off, durable latches with stainless hardware, and ergonomic handles. Most of all, he priced his gear fairly so a guy could count on getting his money's worth. If you need a new cooler, take a look at Engel Cooler before you buy anything else. It's the original. It's built to last. And when it comes to performance, you can count on ice lasting longer and your catch staying colder than anything you've ever tried before.
Here's John Ireland for Rancho Leonero.
Rancho Leonero was awarded the Certificate of Excellence from TripAdvisor for 4 straight years. Especially interesting, most hotels are just hotels, and most people stay in the hotel and go do their activities elsewhere. Rancho Leonero, of course, provides fishing, diving, all activities, all meals, your whole vacation. So the fact that we're so highly rated, we're very proud of it. From picking you up at the airport to dropping you off, literally everything is turnkey from there. We make it as easy as we can for you at the ranch. From your meals to whether you're going to go fishing or diving or just hang out by the pool. When you're coming to Rancho Leonero, you are coming to John Ireland's home. I guarantee the best fishing vacation experience in all of Baja. It's unique. There's nowhere that I could think of to get the same experience that you get at Rancho Leonero. Our new reservation phone number is 800-646-2252, 646-BAJA, and RanchoLeonero.com. It's really unique. It is. We're very proud of it.
Spring fishing is finally here. Will it be another banner season? Will it even be better than last year? Will it cool off? Who knows? Fishing is one thing that's impossible to predict. But when it comes to trucks, it's easy to predict who's going to be number one. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for the last 40 years in a row. Today's Ford trucks combine legendary toughness and state-of-the-art technology, giving you the best of both worlds. That's called being California smart. Ford has put it all together with the F-150 STX package. These trucks are nicely equipped with an EcoBoost engine, hands-free system controls, a reverse-sensing camera, 20-inch wheels, and a lot more. All at a price you're going to love. Now, I can't always predict what the fish are going to do, but I can predict that Ford is going to be on the top once again with trucks like the 2017 F-150 STX package. It's California smart. Stop by your San Diego County Ford dealer today. They'll be glad to hook you up.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Going to be a fun show today, man.
Yeah.
I can't believe we were able to get Taro off the water.
Yeah, no kidding. Taro Takeuchi runs the Liberty, the brand new 3/4 day run out of Fisherman's Landing. Morning, Taro.
Good morning, boys. How you doing?
Doing great.
When was the last time you were off the water?
Probably the end of last month. I think we had a day and a half. We left, I think, Friday, March 31st or something like that.
Whoa, that's like 17 days ago.
Yeah.
Working steady.
I kind of stopped counting, but it's around that. Yeah,
I had to
around
sleep in
that.
this morning.
I did. I treated myself to sleeping into about 6. It was great.
Wow.
That's because that ride you've been on has been running.
Oh, boy, has it ever. And fish to be caught here in early April. And Taro, first of all, tell us about the Liberty and how it all came together.
It all came together, I think, the end of 2015. You know, Fisherman's Landing wanted to get a 3/4 day boat out of the landing, and you know, the fishing the last few years has just been epic, very good fishing. So I was approached, you know, by Frank and Ryan Bostian from the San Diego, and they're like, hey, we kind of want to start something new here. And Frank had a boat in mind, and it was the Liberty. And so beginning of 2016, they went and bought that thing, and we brought it down, and we did 7 months of work to it. Wow. Made a big giant galley, kind of remodeled it a very good amount, and we started fishing in July of 2016. Yeah.
Wow.
There's people who probably had fished the Liberty previous to the purchase of you guys down here, and I mean, obviously the guts of the boat are the same, but you wouldn't recognize it. I mean, you guys did so much to that boat. It's just it's awesome. It is such a perfect platform.
Amazing platform. And for a 3/4, I mean, no less a 3/4 day boat. For an overnight boat, it's a great platform.
It
right?
is. It's 85 foot long, and we have 36 bunks that we kind of let the passengers use. We have another smaller room of six other bunks, like on our overnight boat or our overnight and day and a half trips. The crew's got to sleep someplace. So we kind of have all the bunks open on our 3/4 day trips, our day and a half trips, and such like that. We keep around 34 guys, but it's an 85-foot boat. We have a lot of space at the rail, a giant stern, giant bait tank.
Giant bait tank. Yeah,
tank.
don't gloss over that. I mean, it's like long range size.
Yeah.
The boat holds some serious bait.
We hold some serious bait. It's kind of a thing where, working on the boats that I have, you know, the San Diego and the American Angler, it's kind of like when we went to build it, I kind of thought of the things I like about the boats that I worked on. And when we designed it, and Dean Adams had a big part. He was the mastermind of putting this thing together, as far as what to put in it and how to do it. And a lot of the things that are on our boat are very modern. You know, you look at some of this stuff, it's like, wow, I don't even have that in my house. You know, you kind of like look at the bathrooms and the showers and like, oh man, I should probably do that to my house, or maybe something along the lines of a nice hotel.
Totally.
So
it's pretty cool.
Just to say that you're marveling at how nice the bathrooms and showers are while talking about a 3/4 day boat is saying something.
And it's the only 3/4 day boat in San Diego where you can have a bunk to rest, right?
Yes. You know, on our trips that we've had the last month or so, where we're offshore fishing, you know, we're traveling for 2 to maybe even 3 hours, and we definitely offer the bunks for a $5 charge. So you can get yourself a bunk. It's pretty much like your own personal space. You could use it to sleep. You could use it to store your backpack or your jacket or something. But I've seen a lot of guys when they come down, from LA or from Ventura. We had a couple passengers from the high desert the other day, and they were just like, man, I had the best sleep on a local boat that I've had in a long time. Just being able to sleep, to nap on the way out, nap on the way in, and then take a long drive home. They aren't tired.
Yeah. Sure.
It's almost safe.
Yeah, it's
totally.
Much safe.
Totally.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So you're running daily now, 3/4 day trips.
Yes, we're online daily. We're going to take a little break here to do our annual inspection. But we're online daily for 3/4 day offshore trips. We leave at 5:30 in the morning, and we come back usually a little bit later than 5, between 5 and 7 o'clock. With our crew, we're all licensed, so we're able to,
Stay out a little
put
longer.
in a few more hours than usual. So we're 5:30 to 5 is our schedule. We're offshore fishing right now, and passports are not needed. So we're fishing for yellowtail and bluefin tuna, and there's some bigger bonito in the area, and things are changing. We're in like a springtime transition period where things are changing daily.
Wow.
So you could go out there, and we'll be fishing kelps, and then there's a yellowtail, and you could go out there the following day, and oh my gosh, there's bluefin around again. So it's kind of a daily thing, and once the islands start to turn back around, we're probably going to go back there too.
What's going on at the islands? What's happening there?
Yeah, I don't think there's been a boat there in maybe a week or so, a week and a half, and we've kind of been keeping close tabs, and it seems that the water's a little funky there, current-wise and temperature and the clarity, but the fishing offshore has been pretty good to us. It's kind of a situation where you could go out there and you have a chance of catching a kelp, catching a kelp-size yellowtail, or you could run into 100 to 120-pound bluefin.
Gee.
What an odd year to be prepared for gear-wise, knowing it could be, very small yellowtail up to mid-size yellowtail to small bluefin to a cow. I mean, and everything in between. I mean, you might be catching a 2-pound yellowtail on one stop and a 200-pound bluefin on the very next stop.
Well, we've
in
definitely
April.
seen those.
That's pretty crazy. So, and you had some big ones recently, right?
Yeah, we I think 4 or 5 days ago, the weather was beautiful. And it seemed like they were just up. It seemed like those bigger fish were up and they were around, and we ended up hooking 5, and we unfortunately lost them all, but they're heavies.
That's great. When you say heavies, over 100.
Over 100, yeah.
Wow.
Mainly on the flat fall. Pretty much all of those bites were on the flat fall, 160 gram to 250 gram. Flat fall, yeah. And I think the San Diego did catch 2 over 100 on that day, and we weren't very far apart.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know it was exciting at the landing. You'd hear the boat calling. We hooked 5. We're down to 3. They're all over 100. We're still pulling on them, and then a little bit like, well, we're down to 2. And like an hour later, okay, well, they went away.
So on those 5 fish, what happened, and how do you make it turn from a lost fish to a fish on the deck?
It all comes down to the anglers coming out with the proper fishing gear. And kind of going into the gear that you might want to bring if you're going to come out on one of these offshore trips. You bring everything from 25-pound test and 30-pound test for, let's say, your kelp patty fishing, and we've even seen some of the smaller bluefin, 12 to 30 pounders, and you could definitely get away with the 25-pound. Fluorocarbon helps, you want to make yourself invisible. And then I would definitely bring 40, 50, or 60-pound. I know a lot of guys, they don't have that kind of gear, but your local landings will offer it if you want to rent it.
Fisherman's Landing has it right there, right?
They've got it right there, and definitely have a bigger setup, 40, 50, or 60-pound. And I've seen a lot of guys with their flat falls, they would even crimp on like a little leader of 80-pound, 100-pound. There's guys that go bigger, but it seems like a little small 2-foot section of fluorocarbon leader. It helps for the abrasion. I mean, you look at one of those flat falls, and it's a pretty decent sized lure. But you look at a 100-pound bluefin's mouth, they tend to swallow those things a lot, and that's where I see some of the casualties is guys are getting bit off because they don't have that little leader, or they're fishing a little bit too light of line, or the improper tackle. I'd say the perfect setup for one of your 40, 50, or 60-pound setups would be a Talica 12 or 16.
Okay.
I've definitely owned them both, and I have like seen those fish being landed on those reels or some sort of two-speed reel.
Okay.
You know, because your fight doesn't really start until like the last 150 feet of when it's that color or a deeper color. That's when the fight starts, and it helps to have that button to press in the lower gears.
No doubt about it. Now, of those 5 that you hooked, were all of them on the flat fall?
All of them on the flat
Every
fall.
single
That's
one.
crazy.
Every single one.
And have the anglers been properly prepared with at least 60-pound test and a 2-speed reel, chances were better they get them on the deck.
I think if you hook one of those on 50 or 60 pound, your percentage and your rate goes a lot higher.
Wow.
You know, you feel pretty good about it. The guys on deck, our crew, it's like, oh yeah, that guy's got on the right gear. Like, we could
got a chance.
get this one here. Yeah, you know, then you know, it's definitely a different style of fishing mentally because our day is so short. And it's like, oh, I got to get a bite. But you think about it, you're fishing for that one bite. When we see these bigger ones, you're fishing for the one bite, and you want to make sure when you do get that one bite, you're ready for it.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, it's such a great boat, and those of you that haven't experienced the Liberty out of Fisherman's Landing, you should definitely go fishing with Taro. You work for Sam and Brian for a number of years on the American Angler, so you've seen a lot of big fish.
Yeah, I worked over there for 9 years.
Yeah.
Did you really?
So you know, hard to believe.
I know.
Yeah. And so Taro knows, so you need to listen to Taro and his crew when you get aboard the Liberty because he knows what it's all about. And I mean, is it kind of similar to big fish fishing on the long range?
It is. I would call it big fish fishing on somewhat finesse gear.
Yeah, sure.
So you know, your traditional fishing for big fish, you're using your 50 wide and 100 pound, and there's guys that come up with that too. And man, if they hook one on that thing, we feel really good.
Yeah.
But it's like definitely big. It's big fish fishing on finesse gear. So 50, 60 pound. It would be kind of like the gear you would use at Guadalupe.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like that, and you definitely have a chance when you hook them on the right gear.
That's the key, is hooking them on the right gear, right? Yeah. As you can hear, we have a great show lined up for you today. Taro, wealth of knowledge on what everybody wants to go do right now, and that's catch a big bluefish.
Yeah, boy, you're not kidding, man. It's going to be a great show and so much to talk about, so much great fishing information. We want to hear from you this morning. If you want to call Let's Talk Hookup, be a part of the show on this Easter Sunday, there's 2 ways that you can reach us. And first is with our local line, which is 858 area code 457 1090. Again, 858-457-1090. That's our local number. Or you can reach us toll-free. That toll-free line is 877-792-1090. One more time, 877-792-1090. Not only are we talking local fishing, talking fishing on the Liberty this morning, we are also giving away a great prize to one lucky caller at the end of the show today, and that's a chance to get to go fishing aboard that beautiful Liberty. Go fishing with Captain Taro. You're getting a 3/4-day trip aboard the Liberty at a Fisherman's Landing for one lucky caller at the end of the show today. And when we come back, we're going to be taking your phone calls. Lots of great info coming your way. Again, if you want to get through, 858-457-1090 or 877-792-1090. When we come back, we're taking your phone calls. There's more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way on the mighty 1090.
Had a dream. The Sport Fishing Association of California is taking a leadership role to broaden the fishing opportunities for Southern California anglers. And Saturday, April 29th, Pete Gray will be traveling to Mazatlan, Mexico with the president of SAC, Captain Ken Frankie, and his staff to host a live broadcast from the El Cid Marina and Resort in Mazatlan. The broadcast will feature some key personnel from Mexico Fisheries and help strengthen the ties with the sport fishing fleet in Southern California and Mexico. They will also discuss the great fishing opportunities available in Mazatlan. SAC's mission is to promote tourism through marine recreation and educational activities while protecting ocean resources. By working together with Mexico, we can show our care for the resources both at home and across the border. Tune in Saturday, April 29th for a very special live Let's Talk Hookup broadcast from Mazatlan, Mexico with the Sport Fishing Association of California. Check CaliforniaSportFishing.org.
It's big, it's comfortable, and she is beautiful. The state-of-the-art long-range sport fishing vessel, the Independence. Veteran captains Mark Paisano and Paul Strasser built this incredible 112-foot vessel with the most modern technology and luxurious comfort available. Captain Jeff DuBois has helped make the Independence a top-notch operation. Call Independence Sport Fishing at 619-226-6006 or check the availability on spring, summer, and fall trips now at independencesportfishing.com.
Hey, you know, one place to fish are always biting, and that is Point Loma Seafoods, right next to the San Diego landings in Point Loma. In fact, I'm getting hungry for some of their fresh fish. And the case last week, I'm telling you, I couldn't decide what to take home for dinner. So much. I mean, they had fresh swordfish, they had fresh white sea bass, fresh yellowtail, fresh Alaskan halibut, fresh Alaskan halibut,
man.
fresh Alaskan king salmon. Oh, my gosh. So many great fish. Right now, it's a perfect time to go to Point Loma Seafood.
Every day when you walk in, too, there's a big sandwich board of specials that they have, and you got to keep your eye on the special because they have all kinds of stuff. You know, grilled swordfish tacos is a common thing that goes on the specials board and things like that. So there's so much good fresh fish at Point Loma Seafoods. They say it's the freshest thing in town, and there's no doubt. It's exactly what it is.
It is. Point Loma Seafoods right next to the San Diego landings in Point Loma.
Here's John Ireland for Rancho Leonero.
The main emphasis on the ranch, we're going to keep it old style. We're not going to change anything. We're just going to improve what we have. The kitchen is brand new kitchen this year with all new kitchen equipment, new stoves, ovens. We put a new freezer in. We've put in all brand new split air conditioners with thermostats to make sure every room is cold. We've also worked on the boat fleet with a couple large lures, a 31 and a 34. We've got the largest Super Ponga fleet on the East Cape, all with brand new Yamaha motors. Brand new beds. We've got all Serta beds, the best beds in Baja, I kid you not. We're working all the time at the ranch. We're not changing it, just making it a lot better. That's why we get the high TripAdvisor reviews. It's my responsibility. I got to take care of you. I'll personally guarantee your best fishing experience and vacation at Rancho Leonero. RanchoLeonero.com. Our new reservation phone number is 800-646-2252, 646-BAJA.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090. Phones are packing up again. If you want to get your chance to talk to Captain Taro, 858-457-1090 or 877-792-1090.
I know you heard the last spot, the Sport Fishing Association, when we're going down to Mazatlan again to do a live broadcast. We'll have to make one correction that just happened this weekend because of my situation last week. Ricky's going to go down there and host the show down in Mazatlan, Mexico. Actually coming up 2 weeks from yesterday.
Crazy.
So that's going to be fun.
I'm so pumped, man.
Yeah, with all the head people from Conapesca down there. That's the main base for the Mexican fisheries. Great people down there, and Mazatlan's such a great time and such a great place. It's old, real old Mexico.
I got to spend literally an afternoon there when we came back from our trip from fishing El Salto with Cast Tours. And really dug it. Really dug it. It's a cool town. It's easy to get around in, and it's definitely got old Mexico flair, and obviously such a mega focus on fisheries down there. So it's going to be really cool. I'm excited the chance to get to talk to all the people down there. And I mean, that's it. Those are the people that make the regulations in Mexico. It's going to be a great show. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. So that's coming up 2 weeks from yesterday, down live from Mazatlan. I'll be here in the Mighty 1090 studio. Rock Cod Rick will be down there with Ken Frankie and Kenya and the gang from the Sport Fishing Association. Our chief engineer Rick down there, our traveling engineer Rick will be there, and Gary Graham from BD Outdoors, and he'll be covering all the great stuff. That's going to be a good show.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Fantastic. Well, phones are packed up. They want to talk to Taro. They don't want to know what's going on the Liberty, so let's jump into it.
You got it. Sounds good. Let's get that started.
All right, let's go ahead and jump into the phones and start it off with Tony in San Marcos. Good morning, Tony. Thanks for getting us started here on Easter Sunday. Let's talk hookup.
All right, thank you very much. I fish with Taro, American Angler, San Diego, and now the Liberty. This guy's been one of the nicest guys I've ever met, and prides himself on teaching the crew and his passengers the best fishing techniques. Thank you, Taro.
You're welcome, Tony.
All right. When are you going again, Tony?
Probably next week.
Awesome.
All right. Yeah, it's a good time.
Got to do family time today.
Yeah, absolutely. Understand.
So my question is on the big bluefin and increasing your chances of catching one of these. I'm not crimping. So what is the best knot connection to the flat falls?
It kind of seems like if you have the best knot connection, what I like to do is a San Diego or maybe even a double sand in San Diego. That's kind of the knot that I've used since I was a kid growing up, and it seems like every year when they do that Iser line, the knot test at the knot time contest, it seems like that knot is really up there in the standings, and that's kind of the knot that I use, Tony, is a San Diego or a double San Diego.
On those flat falls too, I really like a knot, just like Taro saying. I like a knot that's got two loops going through the hook tie. And I mean, it's not like it's sharp, but it's fixed and it's kind of thin. And you're pulling, if you hook one of those 100-pounders, you're pulling as hard as you can, and it's big fish. And so I like, whenever I'm doing a flat fall, if you're not going to crimp it with a piece of chafee or something, I like any knot that's got two runners going through the eye of that hook.
All right.
Double San Diego, a double uni, whatever you tie. Just
triline knot.
Yeah, triline, exactly. Anything that's got two loops going through is probably better on those things.
All right. And minimum 60-pound test.
50-pound will work. There isn't much difference as far as the diameter of 50 and 60, but personally, I don't put anything less than 50 in my hand when and if we do see those bigger ones.
They're not line shy when it comes to a flat fall.
Yeah, they aren't.
Yeah. So go big.
Yes.
I got a question for Taro when it comes to setting up your reel with Spectra and everything. There's obviously a lot of opinions, and there's a lot going on. Difference from a guy fishing on his own boat or fishing with 30 other people when it comes to a boat like that. And then, he was talking about using a 12 or 16, so you're using a relatively small reel, so it's important to get a lot of line on your reel Spectra. But what about Top Shot? In your opinion, what's an appropriate way to be set up, managing the fact that you're fishing with 30 other people, but obviously needing to get a lot of line on a small reel? What do you think is the best way to set yourself up?
I think the best way to set yourself up, because I'd say Spectra is a big part of what everybody uses now. And personally, I'm kind of the old way. I like having some monofilament. So I have at least a 75 to 150 foot leader on kind of on my reels, or I like to leave enough space to put that much line on in the event that I do, because all of our reels are versatile now, especially when you put Spectra on there. So if you leave yourself enough room, maybe 80% full, or something along those lines to fit a 75-foot top shot, you're going to be fine, and your reel's going to be able to do everything for you. So,
and you're going to have some stretch, too.
And you're going to have some stretch. It kind of seems like, or for a first-time angler to go and hook one of these things, it's kind of like you kind of give them a rod that's loaded up with Spectra and straight Spectra, and they don't know what to think about it. There's so much jerkiness, and bluefin like to head shake a lot.
Yeah.
And without that stretch, you're going to feel every little bit of it, and it wears out the angler.
Yeah.
And if you have that cushion of 75 to 100 feet of monofilament, it'll definitely help. And it does, and then it also does help when the fish starts to shake his head, and it enables you to fish the proper drag. And a lot of times too is our boats aren't light, and they move and they jerk around. If there's any kind of swell or roll to the boat, you want to have that stretch, so then the hooks don't pull, or you break them off, or it just kind of seems like monofilament as a cushion, and you leave enough room on your reel for 80%, or excuse me, if you leave enough room on your reel for a 75-foot shot of monofilament, you're gonna have a lot more success, it seems like.
It's good info.
Cool. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning, and that does free up for the first time this morning a toll-free line at 877-792-1090. Let's go ahead and jump back into the phones, and let's talk to Mike in El Cajon. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, guys. Happy Easter, everybody.
What's up, Mike?
Happy you, Mike. Easter.
I just wanted to say thank you, Captain. I've been on the boat before. So some of my buddies, Mark Gomez, you probably remember him. And we love the boat. And one thing I did notice is the galley. The galley is I mean, you can have plenty of people in that galley eating at the same time. The food was great. The crew was great. We had a great time. I mean, you know, that's going to have to be my number 1 3/4 big boat now or longer. I know we're planning on chartering it in, I think, late August or September.
Perfect.
For a couple of days, go out a couple of days. And I just wanted to, I noticed everything, the showers, the space, the crew, they were dead on and helping people. It was a positive experience all the way around. I would highly recommend anybody listening, if you've never been on Liberty, your first time is gonna be a mind-blowing experience. You guys are doing a great job. That is a great.
I think you have a big fan.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah. But you know, with that though, that is one thing that we didn't mention was the fare that you guys have on the boat. There's some seriously good food on there. It's not your typical 3/4 day menu that's on the boat. You know, it's not a 10-year ago greasy boat burger. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I want to make that very clear.
My wife might argue with that.
I want to make it very clear there's nothing wrong with that. But the food on that Liberty is next level also.
It is. Sarah, our cook, is awesome.
She is awesome.
She does everything. So she's pretty much like our boat mom. So she'll go and cook everything. She'll keep everybody in line, you know, from everything from, hey, your jigs are on, your guys need to put them down by your reels, to, you know, out just this past week or the past couple weeks, all the kids have been on break, and we've had a lot of kids out on the boat, and they're hanging out with her and eating all the cookies and candy and stuff. And but she's awesome. Our food is a little bit different. We've kind of like to bring a little bit more of a gourmet feel to our menu. So we offer salads, and we have bacon wrapped hot dogs, and we have a half-pound Kobe beef burger.
Whoa!
So it's a pretty serious meal. On our day and a half that kind of that we were doing earlier in the year, I don't think a lot of guys realize how big the burger was. So then we'd go to have, you know, they would eat their lunch at 12 or 1, and then the sun was going down early, so then we'd have dinner. And then they look at dinner, and it's just like, oh, man, I shouldn't have ate that burger, or should have went for half or something.
Wow.
So, yeah.
When you do a day and a half, are meals included?
No, we kind of leave it up to you as the angler, just because some of the portions are a little bit big, you know. So if you want to skip lunch or get something smaller, you guys can.
Have a salad for lunch.
Yeah,
Big out for dinner.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we just kind of leave it to the angler.
Mike, thanks for joining us this morning. Appreciate the nice kudos for the Liberty. Certainly well deserved, no doubt about it. That frees up the only line available, which is 877-792-1090. That's open right now. Let's go ahead and talk to Dee in Laguna Beach. Hi, Dee.
Hey. Hi, happy Easter to everyone. You know, I haven't been down to San Diego since the Liberty was started fishing. So I didn't hear the first part. I woke up late. And I knew the captain was going to be on. But I woke up late, so I didn't hear the first part. How did the Liberty come into existence? What boat was it, and how did it come into existence?
The Liberty has always been. It's always had its name. It was built in I think 1961. It's a Ditmar Donaldson hull, and I think it was up there in like Ventura for a little while, and it was at berth 55 in Long Beach, and
super solid.
Yeah, very solid boat.
Sister ship to the Grande.
Sister ship. So they built 3 of them. They built the Liberty, the Grande, which before was the America, and they built the Freedom, and they're all very similar. And how the boat came into existence was the Fisherman's Landing wanted a 3/4 boat, and we kind of brought the thing down there, and we remodeled it for 7 months. And we made everything that it is today.
Basically made a new boat.
Pretty much made a brand new boat.
Put some serious dollars
using the hull.
Yeah.
RSW fish holds. I know that's not something that we didn't mention. I mean, RSW galley, just the bunks, the bait.
All
house,
new electronics.
Everything pretty much new on the boat, except for the hull. We basically pretty much gutted it and left, which Dittmar Donaldson hulls, probably one of the best built hulls.
Don't touch that.
Yep, don't even touch it. Just let it be.
The other cool thing about the boat is I know that, Taro, you were mentioning, is that it's fast. It's a fast moving boat, which, on a 3/4 day trip when time is relatively limited when you're fishing offshore, that's a big factor too.
Sure. How fast?
We pretty much cruise at 10 knots.
10 knots, wow.
Yeah, and we have the capabilities of getting up there 11, 12 knots.
Okay.
If there's somewhere we need to go, we're gonna go there.
You're gonna roll.
Yeah,
for sure. All right. Hey, D, hope that answers your questions. Thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. That's 858-457-1090, open right now. And you have the opportunity to talk to Taro. It's been a popular Easter Sunday here, I can tell you that, talking to Taro. So let's talk to John, calling us from West Hills. Good morning, John.
Good morning, guys, and happy Easter.
What's up, John? Good morning.
Hey, I just wanted to share my experience with the Liberty there. I'm blessed and I'm lucky to own a boat, but also enjoy still riding sport boats. And went down there about a month ago to say the least. The experience was really, really, really good on that boat. Went down. I come from L.A. to get all the way down there, so it's an early morning, and we were able to experience the bunks. Taro went with a really, really light load. I think we only had about 11 people. Admitting the fishing was slow at the island, but he still he fished long. I mean, we were there quite a while, and he didn't give up. And his crew is second to none.
Yeah.
And obviously that comes from the top. How they're training their crew, and it was slow fishing, but honestly, it was probably one of the most enjoyable days. Got to experience the food, the bunks, the whole operation. I just, kudos to Taro and everybody that makes that boat go.
Awesome. Thank you, John. I appreciate it.
All right. Appreciate the call this morning, and that does free up 877-792-1090 open right now. You want to get through? There is your chance to get through. Let's blast through another call and talk to Wayne, calling us from Huntington Beach. Good morning, Wayne.
Morning, guys. How's everything going?
What's up, Wayne?
Happy Easter.
Morning.
You too.
Hey, Ricky had a great sale last week at Day at the Dock, and even though I picked up a Talica 16 at the Fred Hall Long Beach show, I had to buy another one. I mean,
perfect.
You guys had such a smoking day. But I did get it spooled up with 80-pound Spectra. Going to look at getting this 60-pound fluoro. What would your guys on the boat tie for a knot for that connection? And going down to one of the flat balls I picked up from Ricky also.
If you talk to 5 crew members, every crew member is probably going to give you 5 different knots. So my personal preference that I like to tie would probably be a Tony Pena knot. It's kind of one of those knots that are very easy to tie. I could teach you how to do it. You might talk to one of my other guys, and they might tie an Albright. So it's those are the 2 knots that I think are very easy to learn. Like we kind of like to teach you guys how to do it. So your field of knowledge is greater, but I think a Tony Pena knot or maybe an Albright knot would probably be something that we would tie for you.
That's good to know too. That it goes back to that thing that it doesn't necessarily matter which particular one. It's which one is tied correctly, and you're confident. Like if
confidence is huge.
If you tie a Tony Pena every time, that knot tied correctly is going to hold. And if an Eagle likes to tie an Albright, that one's going to hold. And Joe likes to tie a RP knot, as long as they're done right and it's a knot you've learned correctly and hold. Yeah, exactly. Then, as long as it's done right, it's going to hold and it's good to know that it's not, you don't got to get stuck on one thing like I have to learn this way to do it. Well, if you've already got this, method X down pat, there's not always a need for method Y.
Exactly.
No doubt. Hey, thanks a lot for your phone call this morning. Let's head south down to Rancho Leonero. Gary Barnes-Webb is filling in for John Ireland this morning. Good morning, Gary.
Good morning, guys. Good to hear all your voices again.
Hey, Gary. Good talking to you, Gary. Nice to hear from you. What's going on at Rancho Leonero? It's the time, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I tell you what, I'm out on the water right
Sweet.
now. I'm trying to turn this fishing around, I figured if I went out, we'd fix it. So
right.
We haven't got a line in the water yet, but we're on our way. We're just going past the lighthouse right now. We're looking for some tuna. There have been some tuna on the bite down here, and also some more on the bite just north of Los Barriles. So we had to kind of choose, which way to go. So I figured we'd come south because it's also a little bit of Wahoo country down here. So we're going to give that a try a little later too. But in general, the fishing hasn't been great, let's be perfectly honest. And the marlin, as you know, this is marlin time. I mean, this is March, April. It's just striped marlin time, but it's just not happening yet. I have heard that there's a lot of fish down south near San Jose. So in the next couple of weeks, I'm expecting things to go off in a big way around here. So we're just got to be a little bit patient. There have been roosters around also. This is normally a good time to catch good-sized roosters, but it's been quiet. And I don't really know why, because the water is great temperature. Out here it's 75 degrees here off the lighthouse. In front of the ranch, it's about 73 degrees, so it looks like there's warm water moving in that direction. But all the signs are here for great fishing, but it just hasn't quite happened yet. So I think in the next week or so, it's really going to go off. The guys that are fishing the bottom are getting quite a lot of pompano, barred pargo. There's some big jacks around. So it's not all gloom and doom, but there's some good fishing, but you've got to kind of be a little more strategic and work the spots.
Sure. Early season, though, Gary, and the water temp's just coming up, and things are just coming into its own for the East Cape area. And certainly the prime months of May, June, July are coming, right?
Yeah, that's right. I think things are just a little bit late this year, which might be a good thing. We might have explosive fishing coming up, so let's not get all sort of sad about it. I'm looking forward to a great year. So.
Yeah, well.
And looking forward to seeing all our regulars back.
Indeed. And, of course, our Let's Talk Hookup tournament, June the 3rd, is coming up very soon, which is prime time. And certainly what your report is boding well for all good fishing during our tournament, which actually has a couple of spots still available. So.
Oh, wow. Well, I didn't know that. I'll start spreading the word, too.
I know. I can't believe it. But, yeah, and some great airfares right now, and just a really good opportunity, good boats available and such like that. If you want to go, how do we get a hold of you at Rancho Leonero?
Well, jump on our website. It's always good to track the fish reports and the fish photo gallery that's on there. You can log on www.rancholeonero.com, or you can call our 800 number 646-2252 and speak to Olivia or Jeannie, whoever answers in the office.
Fantastic.
Pamela's also in the office these days, so she'll be able to help too.
That's right, the lovely Pamela Benson, and will be there to answer your phones too. So thanks a lot for that, Gary. Appreciate that. And we'll talk to you either you or John next week. Have a good day fishing. Thanks a lot for the call.
Excellent, thanks.
Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. Been a busy morning already, and we got all kinds of fun coming up. More of your phone calls. We got catch reports, all kinds of great information. If you want to be a part of the show, 858-457-1090 or 877-792-1090. More Let's Talk Hookup coming your way on the mighty 1090.
It's time to get excited about fishing, and Point Loma Sport Fishing has everything you'll need. They offer half-day and three-quarter-day trips daily, perfect for families and the novice or seasoned fishermen. Point Loma Sport Fishing also offers overnight to multi-day trips, targeting the best of seasonal catches. Visit their website at pointlomasportfishing.com, where you can purchase tickets online and get more information on the trips available, or call 619-223-1627.
Everyone likes special treatment, kind of feel like a VIP. Well, that's how our listeners are treated at Poway Valley Collision. I have personally heard of several stories of how well our friends Jim and Mary take care of their customers that we sent them. Poway Valley Collision is worth the drive from anywhere in the Southland. We know you may not need them today, but when accidents happen, it pays to go to Poway Valley Collision. And listen to this. Our listeners get a special discount that can save you hundreds of dollars on your car or truck repair. Just tell them you listen to the show and you get the deal. They work with most insurance companies, including Auto Club, MetLife, Wawanesa, and more. Just bring your car or truck to them and let Poway Valley Collision do the rest. I have had my truck repaired at Poway Valley Collision, and the job was perfect. So get your vehicle fixed right at Poway Valley Collision. Tell them you listen to Let's Talk Hookup, and they'll save you money on your repair. Poway Valley Collision, 14211 Garden Road in Poway. Check PowayValleyCollision.com.
Hey, it's time to talk about great gear from Shimano, and while we're talking about catching big bluefin on the Liberty, let's talk about Talica.
Man, what a perfect reel for it. Small, compact, fits in your hand, can cast a sardine well, can fish the flat ball. It's a reel that you know is going to cover all the bases, but when you do hook that fish you've been fishing for, a 50, a 60, a 100-pound bluefin, you got the gears and the guts to get the job done.
Yeah, you look at that reel, it's got the gears.
It's a
and
powerhouse.
when you turn the handle, it has the power to land that big fish.
One of the things that you're buying in Talica is that. It's power, it's torque. It's one of those things that it's physically easier to turn the handle under a load than other reels that are of similar shape and size. And is it expensive? Yes. But is it a tool that you're going to have forever and land a giant fish with? There's no doubt. There's not a better reel that you can put in your hand on a big fish than the Talica.
You bet. 12, 16, 20 would be a good choice for this local fishing here. Get them at your local Shimano dealer. Check out Shimano.com.
Fisherman's Landing is the top choice in local and long-range fishing. Hi, this is Doug Kern. Our hardworking crew is always looking for ways to improve your fishing experience. We offer the finest open party trips from 1 to 3 days, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long-range fleet is second to none. We are proud to say Fisherman's Landing is now a full-service sport fishing operation, offering half-day trips on the Dolphin, and now, for the first time in the long history of Fisherman's Landing, we have 3/4-day open party trips on the Liberty. We built the Liberty specifically to offer a better experience. Run by veteran captain Taro Takeuchi, the 85-foot Liberty is the first open party 3/4-day boat to offer bunks for your comfort. She also has huge bait capacity and RSW fish holds to keep your catch fresh. Plus, Liberty has a big galley and 2 interior heads with showers. Our open party trips from half-day, 3/4-day, or 1 to 3 day trips can be easily booked online at fishermanslanding.com or give us a call at 619-221-8500. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
XETRS 1090 AM Rosarito, Baja California.
Dan Cilio, weekday mornings at 6 on San Diego's sports leader, the Mighty 1090.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Hey, as promised, it's time to find out what's biting out there. It's time for the Catchport. Catchport today is sponsored in part by Scorpion Sport Fishing, featuring 2 of the best boats in the East Cape, a 35-foot Cabo Yachts, the El Regalo, and a 26-foot twin outboard center console, the Scorpion. They also offer great beach fishing with professional guides. The professionals at Scorpion Sport Fishing are well-equipped and determined to make your fishing dreams come true. Check out ScorpionSportFishing.com for the finest charters in the East Cape.
Matt runs such a great outfit there, Scorpion Sport Fishing, and I think he has a boat available for our Let's Talk Hookup tournament too. So
nice.
Either that twin outboard center console, I can't wait to go fishing with him on that.
And what a perfect boat for fishing the East Cape. I mean,
yeah.
your day tripping. You want a boat that's fast and's got a lot of room and comfortable. I mean, that's
and reasonably priced for what it is.
That's
too.
sweet, especially if you're blasting offshore and trying to chase down those porpoise schools and things like that. Like a lot of that tuna fishing in the East Cape is. I mean, having a twin outboard open center console, that's a good call.
Check it out, ScorpionSportFishing.com. Let's start up at Dana War Sport Fishing. Captain Brian Willie's on the line. Good morning, Willie.
Hey, good morning, guys. Taro, what's happening? How are you guys this morning?
Morning, buddy.
What's up, Willie?
Good. Hey, we had some mixed results for our efforts across the board up here this week. 3/4-day trips. We're still out deep focusing on that rockfish. Some real nice quality fish out there deep this week. The live squid, again, was the key. And, the bigger reds were all about it. Some real nice fish found their way onto the boat. A good majority of these reds were that 3 to 6 pound range. Plenty of other bottom fish to go with it. The current out there in the deeper water where we've been fishing was a bit racy and made things interesting, but definitely the quality was there for sure this week. Closer to home, the half-day stuff, it was a tough one on that front this week. The water along the beach wasn't real clean. There was actually some areas of red tide, and it got cold too with the wind a few days, like 57 to 59 degree water. Scratch fishing for calico bass and sand bass, but there were definitely some standout sheepheads, some nice sculpin and stuff like that kind of fold into those counts. We did have a little fly line action earlier in the week when the water was a little bit warmer on the fly line squid, but that surface action cooled off as as did the water temps through the end of the week. On the overnight stuff, the Fury, he had a good day of fishing yesterday. He ended his trip with just under 40 yellowtail. He had 3 real nice halibut, the largest of which went 34 pounds. And, of course, he had some good mixed rockfish and whitefish and stuff to kind of round out his count. So that was a good trip for him for sure over there. Anyways, this week we're hoping to see the water temps kind of perk up, things along the beach kind of change. Excuse me. So hopefully we see it kind of come together here as the week progresses. So you guys want to hop on a trip with us, definitely give the landing a call. That's probably the best way. The phone number here is 949-496-5794. Of course, you can check us out on the web at danawharf.com. And then, like I mentioned, every week there, use that Let's Talk Hookup discount, and you can find it on the Dana Wharf banner ad on the front page of the Let's Talk Hookup website. Click that, get the discount code, and you can book online from there.
Pretty awesome deal you offer our listeners there, Mr. Woolley. It's a great deal, and you just click on the front page of our website, hookup1090.com, and save some big bucks at Dana Wharf Sport Fishing. Hey, great report. Thanks a lot for that, and we will talk to you next Sunday. Happy Easter to you.
Thanks, Willie.
All right, appreciate that. Thanks, guys. We'll talk to you then.
See you, buddy.
All right. Thanks very much for that. Speaking of Easter, I wanted to mention that John reminded me that Point Loma Seafoods is closed today, Easter Sunday, but they'll be wide open tomorrow, ready to service you tomorrow at Point Loma Seafood. So if we made you hungry during that Point Loma Seafood
cold-blooded,
spot,
man.
cold-blooded, but you know what? You'll be ready to go
Exactly.
tomorrow and go get some fresh fish at Point Loma Seafood.
I guarantee you like I said, I mean, it's dangerous working that close to Point Loma Seafoods. That's like at least a 1 or 2 day a week stop for us. So.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it, for sure. All right, let's find out what's going on in the surf. Surf guru Gundy Gunderson's on the line. Good morning, Gundy.
Hey, gentlemen, what's happening?
What's up, Gundy?
You are, Gundy.
Oh, yeah, I tell you, it's for the halibut guys, you know, who kind of been on the sidelines the last 3 or 4 seasons, scratching away. This is time to make hay. Really good fishing right now. You know, another strong week of fishing. Backside of the full moon, strong tides, post-grunion run, so a lot of stage grunion. It's not just the days the grunion are actually spawning in the sand, but they post up outside the surf line that they'll hang, and then when the time comes, so that all draws fish, and we're seeing the shallows really light up this week. Once again, big perch on the northern beaches. Spawn is well underway. Lots of ripe fish. Terrific halibut fishing also up and down the coast. We'll start in Santa Barbara. Hook, line, sinker reported good perch action. Most beaches, Halama, Carpinteria, Gaviota, best bets there. Lots of 1-pound fish with some 2-pound kickers. Several legal halibut also. East Beach, Kalita, Smelt, Grunion pattern, Lucky Crab, big hammers working there. Wiley's reported good perch action. Oxnard, Ventura, lots of ripe fish. Lots of fish approaching that 2-pound mark. Some really good quality. Good halibut by 2. County line, Malibu beaches, slow rolled crocodiles to ticket there. Big fish in Seal Beach reported good halibut all along this stretch. Legal fish were taking Huntington, Bolsa Chica, that shoreline drive bite, perk back up in the bays, anywhere you want to find it. Lots of bait inside, and the best fishing's been where the birds are picking or finding that bait. 3/8 ounce crocodiles have been the hot ticket, and those crocodiles are excellent for covering lots of water. Fish to 25 inches. Hogan's reported in Dana Point, good fishing. The stretch from the San Clemente Pier to Trails has been best. Look for the birds. So I really like that section below Cottons there where you got that cobblestone and the sand patches. Very good area to slow roll that crocodile. Pacific Coast reports another good week of halibut fishing. Lots of legal fish, lagoons, river mouths along the beaches. That 17-pounder still leads their derby. I think a 7-pounder was taken this week for second place. I think you get something for the top 5 places, but that goes on for another month. But terrific halibut fishing inside. And, boy, if you want to get a legal fish, this is the next few weeks, the next month or so is the time to do it. We're seeing a nice spring set up here that we haven't seen in a few years.
No kidding, man. It's time to go surf fishing. And
it is.
Gundy,
it is.
Sure appreciate that report, and we will talk to you next Sunday.
All right, gentlemen. Always a pleasure. Great show.
Good job, Gundy. Appreciate that. All right.
Well, all right. Thanks, Gundy. Well, that's going to wrap up our Catch Report again, sponsored by Fisherman's Processing in San Diego. Fisherman's Processing is San Diego's finest, and that's why they're known as the Fish Pros. Once you try them, you'll be hooked. They'll fillet and vacuum pack your fish all to your specs, as well as offer the best in smoked fish, jerky, and their famous tuna burger. Check fishermansprocessing.com for more details, or you can see them when your trip returns to the San Diego landings.
Indeed, and I want to remind you, for all your surf fishing needs, check out surffishtackle.com. You'll find great gear and fishing for the beach. It's a great website that Mr. Bill Varney puts together, surffishtackle.com. He's literally got everything you need to go local surf fishing
cool.
here. Yeah, it's a great website. Speaking of which, Bill is also the guy in charge of our Let's Talk Hookup newsletter and our weekly email blast. He's done a great job, and if you want to sign up, just go to the front page of our website, hookup1090.com, click on the Join Our Email List banner right there, and just sign up. And we don't solicit anything. We don't sell our list. It's just you're going to get fishing information and the latest of what's going on Let's Talk Hookup by signing up for our email list on the front page of our website. So let's go ahead and jump back into the phones. They are packed and want to talk to Captain Taro. So let's go ahead and talk to Dan in San Diego. You're next up on Let's Talk Hookup. Good morning.
What's up, Dan?
Hey. Good morning, guys. I'm hoping to go on the Liberty next week. I was recently on an overnight boat. In the morning, everybody tied on the flat falls and the glow-in-the-dark, and that was because it was gray light. But I was wondering what would be an appropriate color for a three-quarter-day boat when it's not gray light.
What's your favorite color flat fall, Taro?
I'd have to probably go with that, I think it's like the sardine-looking color. It has a little orange on the side. You know, like a natural-looking color. That glow-in-the-dark seems to also work in the daytime. I think out of the fly that we hooked the other day, I think he lost one of the jigs because it ate it. And then we tied on another one. So it seems like that glow-in-the-dark will work in the daytime too.
Okay.
But that anchovy color, works. And it kind of seems like it hasn't really been a particular color that they like. They actually like the action. That if you've ever just watched it fall, it kind of does some crazy stuff. The thing darts off and shoots off to one direction, then it'll shoot off to the other one. So I kind of think that it's like that action that it does. But I would probably go with like that and go with the anchovy color, or maybe even that purple one.
So you're saying the 160. The 200 or the 250?
For the bigger fish, yeah. It's mainly because a lot of times when your captain will see them, there's times where they're down there 200 to 300 foot. So you want to get down there quickly. The smaller fish that we've seen, you could definitely use the smaller one. I think it's like a 130 or something. Okay. But I've also seen those smaller ones bite that bigger bait too.
Okay.
On the opposite side of the flat fall, so the side that's not showing in the package, all of them are chrome. So the backside is chrome.
Even the glow in the dark.
Yeah, even the glow in the dark. I mean, with the exception of the black and purple, the backside of that one is gold. But basically, they're all chrome. So I'm sure the flash and everything probably pretty darn similar in all of them. I'm sure a lot of it comes down to us wanting to buy one as a tackle shop. That being said, I'm the same sucker that we all are. I like the glowing and I like the sardine looking ones. But I think that the color, it probably doesn't make much difference at all. It's that chrome flash when the thing's sinking out. I doubt that it matters. But
I know
we're all suckers for tackle. I mean, let's face it.
Yeah, I've got one of these colors.
Yeah, me too. But
bottom line is get it in the water and fish it.
That's it.
And they're available now. They were out of stock for quite a while. I know you have them at Fisherman's Landing Tackle, and a lot of the other tackle stores that are Shimano dealers have them, right?
They were gone for quite a while. In the summertime when it was peaking, they were tough to get a hold of. The glow one was gone. But yeah, we're stocked up, as I know most of the other good Shimano dealers are. They're around right now, but don't let history repeat itself, man. If you're going to go, and let's face, just like Taro was saying, when you asked him, what were all those big ones hooked on? They were all hooked on the flat fall, and that is just, let's face it, it's good, man. It's a good lure, and it's not a fad. It's not a thing that's going away. I mean, go grab a couple of those things now, just so you've got them and you're not scrambling to try and track one down when you are going fishing.
Indeed. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. Sylvia in Santa Barbara. Good morning, Sylvia.
Good morning. How are you?
Great.
Sylvia.
Happy Easter.
Same to you.
Thank you. So my question is, I usually go down to Baja to go for the bluefin, go fishing. I would love to go to Liberty, or locally and relatively. And my question is there any difference in the perfect rig for a little lady to get a big twosome?
You know, my girlfriend's pretty small. She's 5'2", and what I bought her was a Talica 12. So she has got a Talica 12, and the rod that we have it on is a CalStar 6470. And it's like a 40 to 50 pound setup, and it's a glass rod, so then it'll bend some, and it was mainly I got that 12 because it's a tad bit smaller than the 16, but she has those smaller hands, so she could cup the side of the reel when she's fighting when she's fighting the fish, and it's got a couple ounces as far as the weight.
Still plenty of line.
Still plenty of line capacity. That thing, yeah, I'll tell you
Fill
about
it with what, 80-pound Power Pro?
What we did with that one is we went with 65 on the bottom, and we put like maybe 150 yards of 80 on kind of on the top.
Okay.
So it kind of gives you a greater line capacity.
Okay.
So you might get a little bit more because I mean nine times out of 10 you're like not going to get down that far.
Sure.
You know, kind of deep into your bottom of your spool. So we kind of just put the 80 on the top because that's what you're going to be fishing.
80-pound Spectra.
80-pound Spectra. So we did 65-pound Spectra on the bottom, maybe half full, and then the other half we threw on the 80-pound for the strength.
Yeah. Another thing you might do, Sylvia, too, is use that Power Pro Max Quattro, 25% thinner. You could put 80-pound on it and probably have about the same capacity, too. Yeah. So that's another option for you there.
I throw another thing out, too, is any nice Shimano Therese or CalStar rod or anything like that from the factory is going to do you just fine. But if you had the luxury of getting a rod built, when you go the custom rod length, I know, Sylvia, it's nice that when you go the custom rod route, you can have your rear grip or the rear piece of foam on the rod shortened up a couple inches. For a lady that doesn't have as long a reach as a guy does or as long a forearms as a guy does, if you can shorten the rear grip, it brings the reel a little closer to you and it makes it a little more comfortable. A lot of times when we're building a rod for a lady in mind, we'll make the rear grips shorter by an inch or two, and sometimes we'll make the foregrip longer by an inch or two, so the reel is closer to you and easier to get a hold on, but you got a little bit more foam out forward that you can rest the rod on the rail a little bit easier with. So if you have the luxury of having a custom rod built, you can shorten your rear grip and lengthen your foregrip. Brings the reel closer to you. It makes it a little easier.
Good advice. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning.
Hey, when we come back, we got another full hour. Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. Lots more great information. You stay tuned. You're listening to Southern California's sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
Hey everybody, this is Captain Dwayne Diego, 4-pack charter captain, here to talk to you about Parker Boats and the good folks at West Coast Marine. When it came time to start pinnacle sport fishing and get my own boat, there was only one choice. I wanted a Parker. Then there's a real good reason for it. The fishability and seaworthiness. I've been fishing on Parkers for years now, and I know the abuse they can take. Parker Marine builds a heavy-duty, industrial-strength boat, probably overbuilt, but that's what I need when we're out 12 hours a day, over 300 days a year, running charters. The guys at West Coast Marine built me one heck of a fishing boat. From the custom tower with steering and throttle controls to the backup bait pump system, my Parker 2520 XLD will deliver me to the fishing grounds reliably and safe. Take it from me. If you're ready for a new Parker at a fair, upfront, honest deal, you need to see Kevin Kelly at West Coast Marine, located at 1555 Newport Boulevard in Costa Mesa, or check them out and their inventory and information online at westcoastmarine.com.
What a tuna and yellowtail season last year. Many say the best in 30 years. Could this season be even better? Don't be caught without the right gear. Now is the time to stock up on the trolling lure that proved to be the best. X-Rap Magnum by Rapala. Every X-Rap Magnum runs perfect right out of the box. They all have extreme action and a controlled, deep-diving, aggressive swimming motion. The large diving lip partners with premium VMC hooks and an irresistible rattle. The X-Rap Magnum by Rapala can be trolled at high speeds without rolling or kicking out at depths to 15 feet. Bottom line, the X-Rap Magnum is the ultimate trolling lure for Southern California and Baja saltwater fishing. With a textured translucent body, internal holographic foil, and 3D holographic eye, X-Rap Magnums are irresistible to saltwater game fish. Available in a variety of colors and sizes. No matter what you choose, the fish can't resist X-Rap Magnum by Rapala. Ask your local tackle dealer which is the hottest color and size and start catching more fish. See the entire line at Rapala.com. You've heard all about it. You know the angler's catching fish habit, so what's holding you back? It's a fact. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and burn less fuel. FishDope.com is the only fish finding service with a spotter plane along with a crew of top anglers on the water almost every day that report actual locations and catches. You can get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Martin Island, 365 days a year. FishDope.com is for everyone, whether you have your own boat, fish on your friend's boat, or a sport boat. FishDope.com has online planning tools, moon phase, tides, hot bite icons, and more. So bottom line is, if you don't have FishDope.com, well, you're probably missing a lot of bites. Membership costs less than $50 of gas, and that's for the entire year. That's right, 1 year. What a bargain. Plus, use the special code to save $20 on a new FishDope.com membership. Check it out today. FishDope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel.
XEPRS 1090 AM Rosarito, Baja California.
The best Major League Baseball coverage is right here.
Deep and very gone. A blast to left field.
San Diego's sports leader, the mighty 1090.
Alaska's Katmai Lodge is a world-class wilderness fishing paradise on the banks of the famed Alagnak River. You'll fish for all 5 species of Pacific salmon, king, sockeye, chum, coho, and on even years, pinks, plus trophy-sized rainbow trout, Arctic grayling, and Dolly Varden, both in the Alagnak and the nearby waters. Katmai Lodge's U.S. Coast Guard and CPR certified guides are fishing fanatics and know how to help you reel them in. They are exceptional teachers and ensure you have days that are fish-filled and fun with freshly prepared snacks and barbecued lunches on the river. Back at the lodge, there are fireside appetizers and refreshments each afternoon, as well as fresh, delicious meals prepared by their exceptional chef. Elevate your visit with a quick fly-out trip to Brooks Falls in Katmai National Park for world-renowned bear watching. For the best fishing adventure ever, visit Katmai.com. That's KATMAI.com.
This is Captain Tim Ekstrom from the long-range vessel Royal Star. With my partners Randy Toussaint and Brian Sims, we have set the bar of the long-range fishing experience. A spring 8-day, summer 5-day, or a fly-down, fly-back 11-day winter trip, we deliver the highest quality long-range voyage you will find. From our premium RSW fish storage to our top-of-the-line chefs and crew, Royal Star distinguishes itself from all others. Want to grab a spot on the Royal Star? Check us out at RoyalStarSportFishing.com or call Tracy at 619-224-4764.
Spring fishing is finally here. Will it be another banner season? Will it even be better than last year? Will it cool off? Who knows? Fishing is one thing that's impossible to predict. But when it comes to trucks, it's easy to predict who's going to be number one. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for the last 40 years in a row. Today's Ford trucks combine legendary toughness and state-of-the-art technology, giving you the best of both worlds. That's called being California smart. Ford has put it all together with the F-150 STX package. These trucks are nicely equipped with an EcoBoost engine, hands-free system controls, a reverse-sensing camera, 20-inch wheels, and a lot more. All at a price you're going to love. Now, I can't always predict what the fish are going to do, but I can predict that Ford is going to be on the top once again with trucks like the 2017 F-150 STX package. It's California smart. Stop by your San Diego County Ford dealer today. They'll be glad to hook you up.